Welcome, Janisha.
Thank you for having me on the show.
It's a pleasure. So, Janisha, I've been following you for a while now on LinkedIn, and I've been really attracted and seduced by everything that you do. So, the one thing that attracted me first was the podcast because I really I got value from it, and also behind, I noticed that you actually are a beauty queen. So, yeah, Miss Singapore International, and founder and CEO of Soul Rich Women, which I would love you to explain what it is. But tell me, how do we become a beauty pageant winner, an entrepreneur, a community, unifier? How do we do that?
I think the first thing you need to do is recognize your big why. Why is it what you do and why you do? For me, my mother has always been my big why because I supported myself through school since I was 14 years old. I had to teach yoga, aerobics, and line dancing at a very young age. My mom pawned her gold to send me for these certifications programs. So when they sent me to these programs, I had to wake up 5 a.m. in the morning to go to school. And then by the time I finished lunch, I had to do project work. And I'll finish school about 5 p.m. And then I will get ready, take a short nap, and then go on to teach a class at 7 p.m. So I will teach usually 2 classes a night. By the time I finish, it's about 9, and you pack up, it's 10 p.m. By the time I reach home, it's about 11 p.m. And by the time I am home, I'm really exhausted.
Wow.
And I've not completed my homework yet. So in this life, I have been taught resilience. And, many times in school, I was being bullied because when you are not rich, the rich kids in school will bully you because they see that your bags are old, the shoe is old, and everything is old. And what happened was there was 2 incidents. One was they kind of cornered me. We were playing basketball in the yard, and they cornered me. And the leader walked up to me and pulled open my shirt, exposing my bra, and said, "Oh, you're wearing the same bra?" And I felt totally humiliated. There was another incident when they took my bag, and it was old, okay, and a little bit dirty and old. It was a blue, I still remember it's a blue bag, but it was already torn. And they threw the bag across the classroom floor, and all my books were strewn all across the floor. And when that happened, I just felt like I wanted to die.
Oh my.
So I went home. I went to the 10th floor, which is my home. In Singapore, we live in high rise. I wanted to commit suicide because this bullying has been consistent throughout my school years. And I sat outside the window with my legs dangling out. I think it was by God's grace, my mom saved me. She walked into the kitchen and she grabbed me from the back. So I was sitting facing front, right? And she grabbed me from the back and yanked me backwards. And we both fell to the floor.
Oh, wow.
So my mom counseled me. And, I was crying so much. And I just hated my life and hated myself. But my mom is so strong and so powerful in her own ways that I realized that the reason why I'm here on this planet Earth is to do something with my life and really to help more people. And my why is my family, to take care of my family, my mom, my dad, and my brother through my working years. So I built up my self-esteem along the way. And one day my friends, my very good buddies said, "Hey, Janisha, you should join a beauty pageant." Then I'm like, no, I have no money because I can't buy many heels. You got to have many shoes, many different clothes, and you got to meet different people, go to different events. And they say, no, you should just go ahead and try. So in 2004, I actually joined a modeling competition and I came in top 20 out of 1,000 girls. And then that was good. But when the pageant thing came knocking, I really wasn't prepared because public speaking, you need to do like deportment and stuff. Even though I have some form of experience, you know, if you want to join something, you want to win, right? You want to do like really
Right.
well, give your best. So I went to tap into my compartment called the compartment of resourcefulness, where I went knocking on doors asking for sponsorships. So I was knocking on doors saying, would you like to sponsor me? I'm potential Miss Singapore. I've not won the competition yet, you know. Potential, okay? Potential. So that was how I eventually found a sponsor whom sponsored me to do public speaking even before I joined the pageant. And her name was Rebecca. At that point, I was really struggling because, you know, I was happy and struggling at the same time because she's worth so much money, right? And she gave me like DVDs and CDs and books and like notes and everything that she has got. And then she asked me for my bag. So I passed her my bag. She reached into the bag and took out my wallet, and she opened my wallet and she took out $60 and emptied the rest of the coins whatever that I've got within the wallet. And I'm like, staring at her, I'm like, Rebecca, why are you taking my money? That's the rest of my pocket allowance for the rest of the month, you know? And she's like, Janisha, I know I'm sponsoring you, but I need to teach you the value exchange, the power of value. Even though this is for you, but nothing is free. Whatever you've got, that amount will allow you and teach you to be committed to read through the notes, to look through them in DVDs and whatever that I've given you. If I had given you completely free, you would not treasure what I've provided for you.
Definitely.
And I was like, what? But hey, but never mind. So looking back, I thank God that it happened and I completed the notes. I looked through all the stuff. And guess what? I won Miss Singapore in 2006 and I was Miss Singapore International. And then later on in 2011, I won again as Miss Singapore Chinese Cosmos. And both times I represented Singapore. And I'm really very proud of it. So all this journey was amazing and I never gave up. So later on, I went on to take my image consultant certification in 2006. And then my clientels were politicians and CEOs of companies. And because I started very young at 14 years old, I wasn't a trainer like I didn't like become a trainer at 2006. I became a trainer and instructor already at 14. So that kind of added up the experience that I've got to get to where I'm at. In a beauty pageant world, I actually learned 3 things. The first thing I learned was teamwork. So that really taught me a lot because you have to work with 90 over delegates around the world and you're going to live with a roommate for like 3 weeks when not knowing who that girl could be. And work together to do choreography, even though you don't understand each other's languages. So that was one thing I learned. The second thing I learned was how to present my platform, which is how to be consistent, to show and speak about who I am and share what I believe in. So that is something that I've been using even up to today, helping women and soul-rich women to be consistent, sharing their message from offline to online. The third thing in my beauty pageant that I learned was learning how to, communicate consistently in the way that is authentic. Because, there are times that you're dressed in gowns and you're dressed in this and that. Yes, you could rehearse the best way you can, but how can you remain truly who you are that's aligned to what you believe in? So that was another piece that I have picked up over time. So all these things will led into being an image consultant, helping CEOs and politicians, because it's all about personal branding. It's all about, being aligned, body language, in the way you are as a person, and, working with them really. It gave me a lot of confidence because my skill set, because I was really young and because of my even many years of experience as an instructor, that really gave me a head start even when I was doing business. So after that in 2012, I decided that I didn't want to trade time for money because I was looking at the people around me. I was considering my life. Do I want to trade time for money? Like if I work, I get paid. I work, I get paid. If I don't work, I don't get paid. So I really struggled so much. So in 2012, I struggled for an entire year thinking, what do I want to do with the rest of my life? And I found someone, a mentor, who was willing to teach me and guide me how to do the next step. So in 2013, I went online and I made $100,000 in 3 months and then $1 million within a year. And that completely changed my life because I've never made $1 million. And, you know, when you do consultancy work, it's usually by per hour and usually by per project basis, right?
Yeah.
But online is recurring income, it's recurring business. And to me, that is amazing. So that blew my mind, and I made my first pot of gold with my money that I was ready to invest. So me and my partners, we started a cafe retail chain, and that's how I went into retail. I'm a medical student. I graduated as an occupational therapist. I have zero retail knowledge, zero business knowledge. I mean, other than the things I already know. So to do the cafe retail chain, I had to learn everything from scratch, learn how to do operations, learn how to do management. But my strength has always been in PR and marketing. So that's what I did for the cafe. So we grew from one outlet. We had 18 franchisees and licensees, and we have 7 outlets in 3 countries.
Wow.
So Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, and Vietnam. And that really changed my life because I was based, I went to Indonesia, I was based there, I was working with the franchisee, and that really opened up my mind to the world of business, not in Singapore, but in different parts of Southeast Asia. And that's how I learned to duplicate business, how I learned how to grow a business and scale a business beyond the shores. Yes. And then after that, we exited successfully to a public listed company. So
Wow.
all these things that we did were kind of like the foundations of me building Soul Rich Woman, because in 2014, 2015, I was feeling a bit empty because even though I had money, I had fame, I had everything that I wanted, a business, but I just felt that something was missing. I was soul, I just felt that, my calling was greater than that. And all this while I've been working with women and coaching women since 2006. So when I transited to a cafe business, I just didn't felt balance in the things I was doing. Eventually, I turned on the webcam, I turned on my webinar, and I was doing this webinar thingy on every single Wednesday. It's called Webinar Wednesday, and it was live at 9 p.m. sharp every single week for an entire year. So at the beginning, I had 0 viewers. 0. Okay, there were no viewers at all. There were no people watching, and I just had to build. So from scratch, 0 to the first 10, the first 100, the first 1,000. So that journey taught me how to build a community. And my community grew. And back then it was called You Are Possible Academy. Then in 2015, we rebranded to Soul Rich Woman because I just felt that, as a woman, being rich is not everything on the outside, when material is, money is a byproduct. In order for you to make money, your soul has got to be aligned, mind, body, and soul. And then it got to be for purpose, your truth, your authenticity. That has to be there for yourself and for your family. So we established Soul Rich Woman, and we've been doing, helping women to go from offline to online the past 5 years. And we only do one thing, which is to help women to get their voices heard and shine. So right now we are the largest Southeast Asia female entrepreneur network here in Southeast Asia, connecting 200,000 women across the region. I would say it's not easy, an easy journey, because all these things were, we had to go through ups and downs, and it's fun. But the biggest impact that I got was, if we can impact a woman's life, her entire community will benefit.
Definitely. Wow. I never expected this interview to start with so much exciting information, because when I was listening to you, and thank you so much for explaining the foundation of Soul Rich Woman. When I was listening to you, I said to myself, actually, your trials, your challenges when you were 14 years old were actually your biggest blessings, because it gave birth to resiliency, and it gave birth to the things you're doing now. And I guess you're fulfilled and very happy of what you're doing now. So it's like, um, there's a saying that says your past does not equal your future, you know? And if you could have known this back then, you certainly would have felt more confident. But I was wondering, how did you kept going? Because there is, you explain all the events one after one, but how do you go from being bullied to being so confident that you go to a beauty pageant?
Having a strong support group is important. So I've got some very good buddies who were there with me. And of course, my mother has always been my pillar of strength and support. Like I said, my mom is my big why. And after all the things that's happened, when you look back, you know that one thing for sure, that she has always been there, because blood has always been thicker than water.
Mm, wow. Exactly. Wow. So, Soul Rich Woman is, as you say, the largest network in Southeast Asia. And so you say now today you're helping women to go from offline to online. So, do you propose any coaching, any mentoring also for women not being in Asia but other continents?
In fact, we have this value ladder that we help women to take a step in small agreements with us. So because we are in Southeast Asia, the earning capacity of women in Southeast Asia is not high. Like for example, in Vietnam could be 300 US, and then if you were to go to Philippines, it's maybe 400 to 800 US, depending on where are you at. So what we do is we have the membership program at only $12 a month, and you can join us for $99 a year. And basically, we have women from globally in part of the membership as well. Yeah, because we provide 2 videos a month, 2 master classes a month, where it's actionables to help women to get started. Women no longer need more information. They need curated information. They need curated step-by-step kind of like thing to get them started, to kick them out of their comfort zone, to have them
Implement.
and implement, have courage to take action. There's so many things going out there, they don't know where to start. Imagine you already have kids, you have already a husband to manage, a household chores to manage, of so many things that you needed to do. And then, bam, business, bam, 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 marketing, branding. And then you get confused. It's like, okay, where do I even start and how do I even do it, right? So we get women to get started with our membership program. So just 2 videos a month. Okay, just go implement. If you want to move faster, you go to the next level. You buy our digital product, okay, which is a 2 days 2 days Soul Rich Woman Blueprint workshop. We have 2 versions of that. We have a like in-person workshop, and we have an online workshop. So you can purchase that at $997, and then from there you can progress. Let's say if you love and you learn something, you have implemented in your business, bam, you go up to the next level. Do you want to join us in our mastermind, or do you want to do a group coaching? Do you want to do a mentorship? And then we progress from to the next level. So that's how we move the women carefully through the different various stages of their business. Sometimes the women don't need to work on their business, because we represent and help women to own the F word, which is being fabulous, having freedom, and financial independence. Okay,
That's
so
the one that I thought.
yeah, the women come in sometimes in the different levels. They have the aha moments that is not just about the business, it's about themselves, because to really own your business is to have your power that is in your hands. The reason why I talk about Soul Rich Woman Blueprint, okay, our blueprint is the magic wand. So I give you the story of Cinderella, where fairy godmother appears and Cinderella's crying because the stepmother bullied her, right? And she took the magic wand. She's like, bippity boppity boop, and she turned Cinderella into this beautiful princess. But there was a catch. The catch was a curfew at 12 midnight. If not, she would turn back into who she was. So if you had the magic power or magic wand in your own hands, first, a man is not a financial plan. Two,
Mm.
with the magic wand in your hand, you could do wonders in your life to transform your business and your life at anywhere, at any place, at any time. Not even relying on a fairy godmother, because you are the fairy godmother, right? So
Indeed.
by knowing this power that is in your hands, by owning this power, that's why when we offer different programs in our system, it allows the women to know and get recognized of, okay, which stage or which path do I want to do. And holding women back are mindset, their limiting beliefs. Number two, cultural issues where women are supposed to do the housework and supposed to stay at home. Because if you put a man and a woman on a race track running 400 meters, okay, and a man in front of him, there will be a table, there'll be his briefcase, there will be his bags and his boss. But for a woman, there'll be the children, the laundry, the washing machine, the cooking, the dishes, the everything else, household chores,
Yes,
like
mental
a
charge.
never ending list of things that is holding a woman back. So we
Mm-mm.
want to provide the opportunity for women to look beyond their own circumstances, to step out of their comfort zone, to go beyond and achieve the dreams they've always truly wanted to achieve, which is to
Yeah.
own and have the F word. And that's what we are doing in our programs, step by step, and taking them through a journey with us.
Wow, this is really on point because I can tell I have two kids, so and I have a business, and I can tell sometimes you can be facing difficulties to even focus and take the first step to make things happen because of all these what we call mental charge that we have as women. So it's really really on point, and this kind of supportive community is really the one thing that I do recommend to everyone, every woman who wants to step into their authenticity and create something out of their lives. So I was also thinking about asking you, while building those businesses on this fantastic journey of yours, what has been your biggest challenge as a businesswoman?
One of my biggest challenges is because I'm a beauty queen. Well, well, that's true, because when you are beautiful, people judge you, and when you are capable, people think you're bossy. So it's kind of that whole piece of like you have everything, and then people judge you for the way you are, and you have to work extra hard. I think, let me put into context. So in fact, because I had been an image consultant and I run a consultancy business, and I had been on radio, on TV, on magazines, and when you have that kind of personal brand that's really strong as a beauty queen, and it really kind of it's a good and bad thing when you're transiting to the next level of your life. So I still remember I went to a magazine or publication, I would say. It's a business publication, because I was at a stage where I kind of dropped like the consultancy part, and I was looking into running my cafe retail chain. So I wanted to be seen as a business owner. Like, even though I was running consultancy business, but they don't see me as a business owner. They still see me like a lifestyle, like a celebrity kind of person. So I went to the business publication, and the editor said to me, "Janisha, I think you belong better to the lifestyle section of Her World magazine." And I was like, bam! At that point, it just blew my mind. I'm like, what nonsense is this? I never take no for an answer. I'm like, okay, if you say this, I'm just gonna get it done. So what I did was I set up a PR campaign for myself. I sent out press releases, and I went out, and then I went knocking on doors again, and I said, no, I'm not gonna take no for an answer. So it took me 1 year, one entire year, to rebrand myself, to reposition myself as a serial entrepreneur, starting a cafe retail chain with my partners, and then going from offline to online and things like that. So that perception of stigma sometimes sticks with you. But I just want to say to you, the women out there, is this: don't let other people take you down, because nobody can put us down, only if you give them permission to do so. The permission that you've given them, It's the same thing when you've given your power away to others. Own your power, because the power is in your hands. The magic wand, the Soul Rich Woman blueprint is in your hands. So
Yeah.
that's how I turn around my struggle for me as a business owner. And to me, that was one of the things that I did well.
Wow. And I totally agree. So you really are inspiring me now by talking. And I was wondering who inspires you, Janisha?
Ooh. For me, a few people inspire me. Okay, I think the first one is my mom. I can't say that enough. I know it's cliche, but if she hadn't pulled me off that window ledge of the 10th floor building, I mean, where I was living at, to the floor, I don't think I'll be sitting here today, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I will not have been doing the things that I'm doing. So I think consistently that really keeps me alive and inspired in that sense, because I know that deep down within, if not from her, I will not be here today. The other person I believe that has inspired me is also, I would say, Kim Kiyosaki. She is the
Hmm.
queen of cash flow, and I felt really inspired because she, you know, she taught me the concept of financial freedom, and through her books, and then when I interviewed her and I spoke with her, and that really blew my mind, because when she and herself and Robert Kiyosaki first got started, they actually didn't make a lot of money yet. They're only making like 10,000, you know, and they find ways to reduce their expenses so that they could have cash flow, which means that they could be financially free. So what that means is that you could be financially free doesn't mean that you need to make $1 million to be financially free. You can just do, like, really look at your expenses and look at what is important, what is a need, what's a want, and really find ways to have multiple sources of income so that you can grow your own business. And while doing that, transform your life and transform your business with that financial freedom, that buffer in between, that, you know, don't have to worry anymore. So that was the thing that got me thinking about how I want to run my life and how I want to do my business as well.
Wow, I agree. And I know that you recently shared the stage with Kim Kiyosaki and the Rich Women. So
Yes, I did. So yeah.
and congratulations for that, because I think that well, I've exchanged few words with her too when she was in London, and yeah, I was really impressed by how simple actually she makes it for us to understand and to learn how to reach financial freedom.
Yeah, it's not complicated. It's not like you need to have $1 million. So that was
Mm-hmm.
something that blew my mind. Yeah.
So as a business a woman, you know, out there, women, business women would always be testing the best productivity habits, the best morning routine, the best agenda, the best. You know, people go from solutions to solutions and never pick their own. What is your best advice on how to manage your day as a business woman with multiple responsibilities?
I think number one, you need to know what's your vision, because without vision, a man will perish without a vision. So I think having a vision is important. So waking up to that vision that you want to achieve. And then number two, really always delegate, so that you can always function in your zone of genius. For solopreneurs out there, don't worry. I know that sometimes you are thinking, oh, you know, I don't have money to delegate. I don't have money to hire a VA. That's bullshit, okay? I mean, literally, because if you have money to do your nails, if you have money to do your hair, you have money to
Yeah.
buy shoes, you have money to buy clothes, girl, you've got money to hire an assistant, okay? It only takes $50 a week to hire an assistant to take some of your most hated tasks, most difficult tasks that you don't like to do out of the door, through the door, so that you can hand over to that assistant to get it done for you. So $50 is all you need to stay committed. So if you want, you can go get a downloadable, which is on my website, which is soulrichwoman.com. Over there, I teach you how to delegate 80% of your to-do list so you can function in a zone of genius and really make more money with your assistant. So these are some of the things I do. So I delegate. I wake up and then I look at my my team. I look at what they're doing, and then from then on, I really look at 80% sales and marketing, and then I look at 20% operations, because you know you really need to be on top of the business and not be in the business. So these are some of the things I look at. And for women who are growing at a stage where they're growing your business, I would say really apply some management tools. Like I use Asana, ASANA, Asana. I also use Evernote. So I use Asana and Evernote a lot. These are the two tools that allows me to share my team and grow my team. And another tool I use very often is Dropbox. So that's one I use. The other one that I use is Google, like the Google Drive, Google system. Yeah. So you have the Google Sheets, Google Forms, Google whatever. So that whole piece actually really works collaboratively as a whole to function my entire business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you touch a very good point when you say delegate, because I can recall myself not willing to delegate any task because my business is my baby and I want to take care of it myself. And I think we also have that, I don't know, challenge as women. Don't know who defined it as our responsibility to do everything. And it is something that I had to unlearn, because otherwise you are not able to scale any business by doing everything on your own. And yeah, you will go probably faster, but not very far to be on your own. So definitely, and I will copy the link of your website regarding the method on how to delegate 80% of the most 80 tasks. So yeah, our interview is coming to an end, and I always have a last question for my guests, and most of the time I ask them a piece of advice for the readers and the viewers. But yeah, we've got so much wisdom here and so many advice through your story and your, experience. So here's gonna be just for you to, yeah, you're free to say anything that you want to finish. Yeah, we got so many advice. So yeah, just what your soul is saying, you can share with our viewers.
I think the most important thing is the sky is the limit. There's no storm that you cannot conquer. And when I was interviewing Gary Vaynerchuk, and one of the things that I asked him, I said, what's the advice? Same question, would you give to my audience? And he said, go to an elderly's home, okay, and look into the eyes of the elderly and ask yourself, what do you see? Do you see hatred? Do you see anger? Do you see sadness? Do you see worry? Do you see happiness? Or do you see joy? So what is the emotion do you want to see at the end of your legacy or end of your passing in the home, like that? And his conclusion was, you only live once, and life is really short, and anything can happen to you. So live life with no regrets. I would say, quit thinking, start doing, take baby steps, be courageously embracing who you truly are, and become the soul rich woman that you are truly meant to be. I would love for you to connect with me on my handle at Genesia Alora, whether on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. Please let me know what you think about the interview and today's episode at GeneCiaAllura. And of course, the two gifts I have for you today on this show is, first, the ebook the book that I wrote. Actually, it's a published book. It's the 7 Secrets to Personal Branding. Okay, so go grab that. And then the other one is the delegate 80% of your to-do list, so to assistant. And that could be, you can download all this at soulrichwoman.com, which is SoulRichWoman.com. Yeah.
Wow, thank you so much. I think that I could not be more grateful to have you today. I can't thank you enough, Genesia. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us. And I wish you a lot of success continuously in your business. I'll keep following you. And I hope to interview you again when you can teach us again some more things. Thank you so much, Genesia. Take good care.
Yeah, thank you.